What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning into this episode of English Turks, where I review your favorite Turkish series with and without English subtitles. And it's time for our weekly update. Now, before we get into this video, please smash the like button to help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, definitely click that beautiful red button down below and the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a video. And so before I get into our weekly update this week, I just want to send out my condolences and well wishes to those people that are in Izmir, Turkey. As most of you know, they had suffered an earthquake that ranged between 6.9 to 7.0. Turkey is one of those countries that experiences earthquake. It's almost like here in Florida, how we experience hurricanes. They have the tendencies to get earthquakes from time to time, and so the country has been really doing their best with updating their regulations on how the infrastructures of buildings are built and stuff, but we know not every building is built with those kind of infrastructures. So there was definitely some disaster that happened out there, and I really feel for the people in Turkey. So before I started this video, I really wanted to send out my condolences to all those out there that had to go through this, and I'm wishing you all a healthy recovery, and hopefully things will get better soon. Okay, so with that being said, we still need to help keep the country rolling, supporting the country in any way that we can. And I also want to just congratulate the country on another year celebrating independence, because they did celebrate their independence this week also. And so let's get to this weekly update. Let's talk about what was going on this week in the Dizzies. Everything was crazy. So let's start with Menajerimi Ara. Menajerimi Ara is giving me all the feels right now. They already probably posted the next episode, but I'm talking about what happened last Sunday. And so Barış is getting jealous, as we can see. I really love this new character because he's really putting the fire under Barış. But I heard that this new female character that's coming in, it might put some fire under MyDizzyLife's butt. I don't know, but she's definitely making Beren jealous. And honestly, Beren she doesn't give it a rest. I mean, you were already embarrassed and you're going back into doing something again. Like, honestly, she's gonna be the reason why her relationship with her dad tears apart. If MyDizzyLife doesn't want anybody to know, why don't you just leave it alone? That would have been her best choice. But instead of doing that, she keeps pushing MyDizzyLife. So I'm glad when I saw in the fragments, I don't know what happened in the episode because I haven't watched it yet, but I'm glad in the fragment I saw her tell her dad what's going on and stuff. So hopefully things, she won't get caught in a fire, because now her dad is going to be working with her probably to figure out who this person is. And Beren is not going to get the good end of this, especially with, like, if Barış finds out or anything, she's going to be in a lot of trouble. And the next one I want to talk about is Sefirin Kizi. Oh my gosh, that was a heart-stopping episode this week. I feel like each week they're giving us more and more, like, of what we want, but it's just crazy all at the same time. I will say, and I know a lot of you out there agree with me, for those of you who don't, I feel bad for you, but I will say Nare is annoying. Like, the girl is annoying. The crying is annoying. The interfering is annoying. It's if something happens to Sancak, if he ends up crippled, it's gonna be her fault. I don't even understand how he could survive that fall, but because he's the lead, he will survive the fall. So, I mean, let's just go with it. He's not gonna die. We all know that. And honestly, if anything, whatever happens to him, it's not his fault. She's really, really annoying. I'm sorry, guys. Why? I mean, I was like literally looking at the screen like, this girl cannot be the most ridiculous person on the face of this planet. Why in the world is she untying Akin's hands? Why? I get it that you don't want, Sancak to be a killer, but why would you? Honestly, why? Why? All she had to do was leave his hands tied, leave his feet tied, and then when Sancak come, she could have forced him to bring him off down the mountain and force him to take him to the police. That's it. That's all she had to do. But no, not Nade. Oh, not Nade. Not Nade. She had to be the ridiculous one. She had to be the one to untie his hand and put Sancak in a position that caused him to have to put his life in danger because her life's in danger. She is annoying. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just so annoyed by her right now. And I saw this post online, which I saw a lot of posts online, but this one, 2 of them I'm going to talk about. One of them, someone said, like, you know, Nade gives Sancak all this hell about, you know, not believing her that, you know, Akin raped her, but then she keeps defending Akin, who actually raped her. You know, that was one. And then there's another one that talked about all the things that Sancak did, but yet we all look at him like he's a great guy, when honestly, you know, a lot of the stuff that he did, I mean, I would not wish that on anybody. So I agree with that post too. And if I can find it, I will put a picture of it up here so you guys can read it, but I think that was a really good post. All right, let's go into Suzu. Guys, my heart is breaking. I honestly feel like they were not going to cancel it, but I feel like since everybody was bombarding their emails saying, don't let it be the finale, I just gave them the push to be like, they're already expecting it, just do it, you know? Because there was nothing, Show TV didn't say anything, and neither did the actual YouTube channel, the official YouTube channel for the show. They didn't say anything either. And people were just in a tizzy because one journalist put something out. You know, that journalist reminds me of in Menajerimi Ara, that journalist that was leaking out stuff. Some of it was true, some of it wasn't true. And so this journalist leaks out that they got the script for episode 5, but they're not going to film episode 5. Episode 4 will be the finale. And then this fake Instagram page that's run by a fan, not by the actual show, made this really cheap looking, you know, like thing saying that it's gonna be our final episode, and everybody just went with it like crazy. And then I was just not on the bandwagon, which is why I didn't post a podcast or a YouTube review for the show, because I was honestly like really irritated by everybody. And you know, this news just, it's almost, it's like water seeping through a crack. You just can't get it back. Like, it was just ridiculous. Everybody was on the bandwagon. All these people were like, oh, post on their page. The more people that post, the more they'll keep it up. No, that's not going to happen. Like, the show's not going to do it because of your comments. They're not going to leave the show running. If the show is actually draining in finances and not earning enough to cover the cost, no amount of comments is going to keep it online. There's no amount of comments that'll keep it online. Because if they're not making the money, your comments mean nothing. You know, they need to make the finances to cover the cost. And because they got to pay the actors, they got to pay the people on the, you know, they got to pay all these things, expenses, the videographers, the filmers, all these people, producers, directors, all these people got to get paid, plus the channel itself has to get paid. But I feel like I feel like the show is just like, you know, people are expecting it, so let's just do it. Because honestly, the very first things I read about the show prior to it actually being released was that they did spend a lot of money to prep this island to film this show. So I didn't think that they would just let 4 episodes go and that's it, and then they would call everything quits. But who knows? And then I saw another post about they're possibly filming episode 5 right now, and I was just really confused. So I don't even know what to say about it. Show TV did change the title of the fragment to put final, but Suzu, the official YouTube page, did not change theirs to say final. So it's probably the final episode. I'm just going to stick with what Show TV is saying. So if they're not making the ends meet, I mean, I love that show and I feel like it's a heartbreak to lose it. But yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm hoping that episode 4 will be a great episode, and hopefully we will get an episode 5. You never know. Fingers crossed. Alright, let's talk about Masumlar Apartmani. Han is getting so much scarier, but the more we get into his background story, the more we start to understand a lot of the issues that he's going through. I mean, all of them are just traumatized kids that had to grow up really fast and really didn't know how to grow up, and so they're holding on to all this pain. Now, I left a really good, I mean, I've listened to it myself like 3 or 4 times, but a really good podcast about the recent episode, about Safiye, about all of them, and just how their mind is working right now. And especially when I see the flashbacks, it really gets to me because my degree is in early child education, and I really focus on how to properly, educate children in a way that is, helpful to their growth and helping them to become members of society. And so when I see a lot of the stuff that happened to them as kids, it really sticks to home. It's a lot of psychological warfare going on in their mind, especially with Safiye. So I really feel for them. But you know something? I can't get over Gulben. The actress that plays Gulben is a firecracker. Did you see how she talked to Safiye? That thing was scary, man. That was our spook of the week. It was Halloween week last week, so that was the spook of the week, Gulben, man. That thing was scary. Now let's go to Sen Çal Kapimi. I can't even say anything about the episode just because everyone online is in a tizzy about this whole pregnancy thing, and so people think, everybody knows it's not actually Ada. She's not actually the pregnant one, but people are saying that they think it's the dog and da-da-da-da. But how could the dog get pregnant if he's living on a giant property where there's no one else around? Like, it's literally, you have to drive in, and it's just this huge, overwhelming property with space, acreage for a field of horses. Like, I don't think that the dog was pregnant, but it could be. I mean, I don't know. I just think it was a misunderstanding of words. Plus, they were babysitting someone's baby, so maybe, he kind of confused it, thinking she was referencing to something, but maybe she was referencing to something else. I don't know. Maybe she has baby fever. Who knows? I don't know what to think, but there's a lot of people out there saying, I think it's the dog. I think it's this. I think it's that. Well, at least it clears up that question that a lot of people were asking. Did they, sleep together? I'll put it like that. Sleep together. Did they sleep together? Now we know they did, because then if they didn't, then he wouldn't be afraid of her actually might being pregnant. So that's gonna be an interesting show to watch this week. We'll all be tuning in for that, I'm sure. Now let's go to Dogdugun Ev Kaderindir. Yes, guys, they are on the verge of divorce. I told you guys things will get worse before they get better. And I also, this podcast that I made for that last episode, I listened to it like 2-3 times, just wrapping my head around what I realized from the episode. And when you look at the fragment, it looks like they are going to court. But think about it, guys, because every time we see the fragment for Dogdugun Ev Kaderindir, it's always like a twist of falsehood. Like, something's never right when it comes to that one. So I am not going to assume that they actually go through with the divorce, but I do feel like it's going to play a big part in the show. And I did like this week when Mujge was told off by everyone. Honestly, she's gonna need a lot of help. Mujge is miserable, and she thinks that this guy is gonna be there for her, but I honestly think he's going to get as close to her as possible to use her to get to Mehdi. And Mehdi keeps falling into the trap, but I honestly feel like we're working our way to the point where they do go to therapy, and we're gonna see them in these white shirts talking to the therapist about their issues and their stories. So that's gonna be a good one to watch. The next show I want to talk about is Cocukluk, and I haven't watched it, guys. I've been trying since it was released, but they haven't posted the English subtitles, and it's not one of the shows that I will watch without English subtitles. I think it's a really in-depth show, so I can't say too much about it, but I will try to watch it later on tonight, and then I'll share my review on the show sometime later. Maybe tonight or tomorrow I'll have that posted. Also, I didn't post my review for Suzu because of that. I mean, I did do it, I just haven't posted it yet, so I'll do that later today. And one other show, but I'm not sure which one it is. I haven't posted it, but I'll get to it as soon as possible. Let's talk about Legacy. So in Legacy, the funny thing that happened this week was that the last episode that's supposed to air on Friday was accidentally posted in the middle of the night by whoever runs the YouTube channel. So the funny thing is, I usually now wait till the evening before I watch it, because there is a commenter that will share all the English translations for it, because they don't do the English translations for it. So this commenter will do it, and she'll post it like later in the evening. So I just wait till the evening and I'll just watch it. So this was Thursday. I took a shower, got into bed, getting ready to go to sleep, and I was like, let me watch it. I'll watch it, because I was waiting to see what would happen. And I fell asleep. I fell asleep with the laptop laying on top of me, just trying to watch the episode. And then I woke up in the middle of the night. I didn't destroy my MacBook. I finished watching the episode, and of course, they left us on a cliffhanger. It was like early in the morning. It was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I saw the episode. I was like, wait a minute. Because normally after you watch the episode, you want to see the fragment, right? And they usually post a fragment. So I'm looking at episode 39, and I look and I see episode 40, and I'm thinking it's the fragment, but I saw it's 50 minutes long, and it happened to be the actual episode. So I started watching it, and I actually watched 75% of the show before they realized they made a mistake. And 300 other people around the world watched it with me, and most of them were English speaking fans, because they were in the comments saying, who else is up right now? And it wasn't written in Turkish, it was written in English. Who is up watching this? So I don't know who was out there watching it, but I was watching it with you, and it was very funny to be able to get to that. So when Friday came, so Friday was also busy, so when Friday came, I just had to watch 25% of it, because I'd already seen all the rest of it. So that was the funny thing about that this week. Also, for Legacy, I actually went to a Turkish restaurant this week that I found that's in my neighborhood. I drove over there, so excited, and I ordered some kofte, which is Turkish meatballs, and I got some grilled chicken and rice and salad, and it's authentic Turkish food. Like, the person taking my order, the person cooking in the back, were speaking in Turkish. They had one customer in the store. He went up to the counter. He was talking to them in Turkish. And so I felt like I had stepped out of Florida and walked into Turkey for a few minutes. I filmed most of it and posted it in a video while I was talking about my predictions about what's going to happen for Legacy and how this whole thing is going to work out. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll probably link it in the description below so you can watch it, and then you can get my thoughts on what I thought the meatballs taste like and all of that. One more show that I did end up watching this week, that's the other podcast that I have to post, and it's for Yeni Hyatt. So as you know, this week Yeni Hyatt aired their last episode. It was episode 9, and I just, you guys know that I stopped watching it for a while. I just stopped watching it at probably episode 3. I watched a little bit of episode 4, but I never continued watching it. So I decided, you know what, it's ending. Let me see how they're gonna end this show. And honestly, I hated it. I just can't stand that show. I see no justification for him to cheat on his wife, and I get that she's divorcing her husband, but he's still married to his wife. And for them to do that, I hated it. I just can't stand that show. So, I put myself through that misery. I did do a podcast on it. I just haven't posted that one, and that's the last one that I have to post. So I will. The last thing that I want to share with you guys is that this week, all the episodes that I posted, I left a little sponsor ad at the end of it, and it's for MyDizzyLife.com, and this is just a store that sells Turkish sayings on t-shirts, and it's really cool. They have some of the famous things that we heard in the Cocukluk, like Baya Baya iyi, and early bird shirts, and they have some other cool shirts out there. Çok güzel. They have Seni Çok Seviyorum. Like, those shirts are out there. Sana da günaydın. You guys know that from Cocukluk. And so these are Turkish sayings that are on shirts. I think there's even a dress on there There's some other things on there that I saw. I've ordered a few things that I can't wait to get, and I'll be wearing them in the videos, and I love it. So I'm gonna leave that in the link down below so you guys can go and check it out, see if there's anything on there that you like. But in the meantime, I will see if they have uploaded the English translations for Cocukluk, and I will also be excited to watch Menajerimi Ara because that's being released. And I can't wait to see that one, and I will be riding along through this next week with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't clicked that like button, please do me a favor, just smash it for me. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I would love it if you would. Again, my condolences to all the people in Turkey. Get better soon. Hopefully things will, get better as soon as possible. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys in my next video.